Hello, YouTubians. It's Russ Sandlin again from Call Center Planet International in Ben Price. I'm still looking for some call centers. If you're in the Philippines or India or Mexico or Central America, really anywhere, get a hold of me because I am looking to expand. I'd like to have good 15, 20 call centers dialing for me. It's a unique offering where you're selling high-speed internet in the United States. The best companies like Comcast, you'll be selling for them. And we provide for you a great CRM, this thing called CableFinder, that allow you to book and provision. And you will be able to adjust your database to make sure you're dialing the right cable provider no matter where in the 50 United States. So you always will have the best deal to present to your customers. So if you like the content I'm bringing, please like and sub. And this is a campaign that I really strongly endorse. So a couple things though, a couple things that may prevent you from wanting to do this. And first one is, due to privacy laws, I cannot give references. I thought I could, but I'm not allowed to. So if you want a reference, I can't give it to you, unfortunately. You can Google me and see that I've never not paid my bills like a Lannister. Sandlin's paid their bills. The other thing is there's probably there's 6 reasons you may not want to do this. The first one is I can't give references due to privacy. Second one is you must have a U.S. bank account with a U.S. tax ID. And they're not that hard to get, but it takes a little bit of work. And you will need to file taxes each year in the United States. There are hefty fees and fines if you don't file. And the United States is moving towards anybody in the supply chain. They're going after people like Apple and Dell first, top down. If they use a Chinese company in their value chain, they can only pay them, if they're incorporated in the United States, into a U.S. bank account. And then the revenue passes through to the offshore location. So there's not any taxes that really get paid, but the government is trying to increase the revenue base through taxes, and this is a way they thought they could do it. So companies are just annoyed by it. And they're having to pay accountants. The only people getting rich off of this new law is this new regulation is the tax accountants. But the salient point here is you must have a U.S. bank account. You got to file your taxes each year with this campaign. What you'll do is pass through your, unless you're U.S. based, you'll pass through your revenue to your offshore operation. So you'll be paying taxes, for instance, in Pakistan or India or the Philippines, and you won't have to pay anything in the U.S. You'll have to pay somebody a couple $100s a year to file your taxes for you, though. It's a pain. I know it's a pain, but have a good campaign. It's worth it, in my opinion. And this is the move all companies in the U.S. are moving towards. So pretty soon, if you're doing any kind of outsourcing for U.S. companies, you're going to have to do this. So you might as well start with me. The second thing that may lead you to not want to do this is you got to have a database. I can help you find a database. They're not that expensive anymore, but you need to have several 100,000 to 1 million, maybe several million, depending on how many people are going to throw at this, leads for B2B. This is a business-to-business campaign. You got to have leads that show the name of the company, the decision maker preferably, and the address, including suite number for the company. You got to have all that because you're going to bang that database against the database of the leading providers of high-speed internet, so that you know who to pitch and who you don't want to pitch. So if, for instance, if they're with Comcast, you don't want to pitch them on Comcast. You go AT&T or Spectrum, something like that. So you need to have that database. They're easy to get. You can get them off Call Center Planet, off vendors there. People that do rip-offs on Call Center Planet get removed same day, same time. So the people that are selling data in our LinkedIn and our Facebook groups in Call Center Planet International are typically good vendors, but you can find them pretty cheap. You can find leads really inexpensively now. A lot of companies are using AI to make outbound calls, where there are hotkeys, and only the people that say, "Yeah, I'm interested," go to an agent. So you can get really efficient with this. If you, that leads me to the third thing. That's a segue. You got to have tech for outbound power dialing. Preferably some AI though. I mean, it's easy to deploy AI now so that you can just dial massive numbers and only talk to people who are interested. And then the fourth reason this may not be for you. You got to be willing to work pay for performance. This is something where you only get paid when you make the sale. Now, I'll help you with your scripts. I'm good at sales scripts. I will assist you, but you got to have people that can do sales. And if they're not getting at least one sale a week, you're going to need to take them off the campaign, because you got to get at least one sale a week per agent. If you don't, they should not be on this campaign. Pure and simple. And then five, the fifth reason why you may not want to do this campaign. It takes 85 days to get paid because of the provisioning. That's how long it takes for you to get paid. So, to recap, you got to have a U.S. bank account and a U.S. tax ID. You got to have a database. You got to have tech to do the dialing. You got to be willing to pay for performance, and you got to be okay with 85-day payout. But if you do this, you're going to have a great startup campaign with me, and this startup campaign will allow you to get access to a great U.S. campaign. Everybody needs high-speed internet. And this campaign is fantastic, especially if you do, you start out with my scripts to always start out with fiber and then work your way down to coaxial. Start high, work your way down, and always do 2 or 3 different items. So you'll want to cross-sell them the storage device that gives them, it's like a USB, but it also gives them a free 8 hours of emergency internet in case they lose their internet. So if you're running a company with all the brownouts and blackouts and storms and floods in the United States these days and hurricanes, having this backup is essential, because you can't go without internet. So one of the things that we're selling is high-speed internet with that backup for up to 8 hours with a UPS. And then, I always talk them into moving their phones over through IP phones. So if they already have phone numbers, move the phone numbers. And then I also sell the cable television, because let's think about it. If you're selling high-speed internet to a auto repair shop, well, they want to have a television in the reception area so that their customers can watch the news or whatever while they're waiting to get their car fixed. If you sell high-speed internet to a restaurant, during brunch, they want to put NFL football, or right now, March Madness, so that their customers will stay there and keep watching. Or if it's a gym, sell a lot to gyms, you want to sell also the television so they can watch television while they're doing their cardio. So you look for 2, 3 things to add to it. If you do that, your base sale is going to be on an average about $800. But if you only do one of them, you're still going to get about $400 per sale, which isn't bad. And then the other thing is, I always push for 3 years, not 1 year, 3 years. Why? Because the high-speed internet providers, they only take the charges up maybe $10, $15 a year. They're not allowed to jack up the prices much more than that. The regulations for Public Utility Commission don't allow them to go. I think it's over 10% raise in cost a year. I think that's what it is. But the Public Utility Commission doesn't allow them to jack it up. So if somebody gets a 3-year deal, which is what I always recommend, because inflation is so bad in America, they're only going to go up $10, $15 a year typically for those 3 years. So they're locking into a great rate. Now, if they only do 1 year, then they might end up having with inflation. Who knows? It could double, right? So this campaign is what you make of it, but I'm here to coach you to help you. So it's a great campaign. You're selling high-speed internet at the lowest possible cost to all Americans, and every American business must have high-speed internet. So you're selling something that they really need. So if you're interested in this, you need to DM me, or I'll leave my email in the liner notes below. I have a guy I watch on YouTube who talks about marketing trends, And he always in every video says, follow. And so I love that. So I'm a copycat. I do that as well. I try to do that now. But anyway, if you're interested in this campaign, it gets you talking to me, which is good because I'm always looking for good call centers. I do get RFPs on my desk quite often. Well, I wouldn't say it quite often. Every other month, I'll get a big company in the US that's looking for site selection help from me. So if you're already working with me, then you could get other business from me. The other cool thing about this campaign, if you migrate to be the top 2 or 3 companies globally for one of these providers, you and your top sales agents are going to get a expenses paid trip every year to be part of the President's Club in Los Angeles, California. It's a big party. So think about that. So if you're in America and you want to do this campaign, let me know. If you are offshore or near shore, if you want to do this campaign, let me know. I hope to find at least 15 call centers that want to do this right now. Unfortunately, I had a lot that were doing it and a lot that were getting ready to do it. And the laws changed where we had to do it with U.S. bank accounts. So right now, I have a need. And like I said, I'd like to find 15 call centers that have U.S. bank accounts that are ready to go now. So please hit me up. I hope that you want to take part in this. It's a great campaign. Thank you so much and make it a great day.